There's something almost sinister about climate change. For years now, the evidence has piled up, and yet little is done. The question is, who is to blame?
Our government is not doing what it needs to do.
China continues to produce absolutely enormous amounts of carbon.
A Republican Party that has been increasingly running from science.
The fossil fuel companies have known this for a long time. They're digging us in deeper.
And of course, then there's this guy.
You have an American president that is coming away from dealing with climate change.
He sold them a lie.
Undermining global climate discussions.
The man many paint as the ultimate climate villain, Donald Trump. In this case, cardboard cutout I got off the internet.
Republican Party that has been increasing.
It turns out this approach of blaming and attacking others has a name. The enemy narrative.
So the enemy narrative is the one where we are the good guys and we are fighting to defend ourselves and the things we care about against the bad guys.
It's a narrative deeply embedded in our culture and stories. The idea that we are powerless in the face of vast malevolent forces. Enemies that mean us harm and that must be defeated. What follows is the story of this narrative, how it came to be used in the climate debate, what it misses, and its unintended consequences. The best place to start this story is here, with ordinary people. Why is it we seem to ignore the threat of climate change, to carry on our lives regardless? Some academics and activists argue part of the answer lies with another powerful force, the human brain. To explain what they found out about brains, I went to meet psychologist Dr. Magda Osman. She's written thousands of words on the complex psychological obstacles to action on things like climate change. But because time is short,
Like this.
here is a slightly more abridged version. A quick guide to the psychological barriers that limit action on climate change. Or at least as many as we've got time for. Low sense of self-efficacy. Or the "this is too big a problem" problem.
So I might just think, well, there's no point in me actually doing anything about this because it won't actually make any difference in the long run.
Desensitization. The "I'm bored of this problem" problem.
The more you sort of expose to it, the less impact it has.
Discounting. The people mistakenly thinking this is a faraway problem.
We think about things happening close to us in time differently from things that happen very, very far into the future.
Or my favourite, reactance. The "I'm going to be a stubborn problem."
People sort of so offended by being told what to do that they just want to go and do sort of the reverse of that, or the opposite.
All these obstacles pose a problem if we want to stop climate change. The question is, how can they be overcome? In 2012, leading US climate activist Bill McKibben argued that stopping climate change would require a movement, and that movements require enemies. And yet, he wrote, enemies are what climate change has lacked. It was an argument for the enemy narrative, to harness the fighting instinct we show when attacked, and direct it towards climate change. McKibben's public enemy number one was the fossil fuel companies.
They should lose their social license, their veneer of respectability.
An enemy also targeted by many of the popular films on climate change. Since then, the language that goes along with the enemy narrative has become increasingly highly charged.
We need wartime mobilization.
A World War II scale response.
World War II scale.
And at times, even climate change itself has been added to the list of enemies.
We have an enemy out there, and that enemy is going to cause drought and floods and extreme weather disturbances.
But there's a problem with this narrative.
But the truth of climate change is that the things that are causing it are very largely within our own control. It's for personal decisions we make about how we travel, about the holidays we take, about the house we live in.
A key cause of climate change is the things we do every day, though of course that's not something we want to think about.
It's the system, or it's politicians who aren't doing enough, or it's the oil companies who are selling us the oil, which after all we're putting into our cars. There is always something else out there which helps us to divert the attention from the fact that ultimately this is something that we're doing in the way we live.
And the other problem with the enemy narrative is that while it energizes some, others are pushed away.
The big danger of taking on Donald Trump is that what you do is that you then immediately alienate every other single person who supports Donald Trump. And what it means is that climate change doesn't actually become an issue to be evaluated in its own terms, it becomes part of a package of tribal identity.
This is how the situation has developed in the United States. There, climate change is strongly divided on political lines, with both sides engaged in a cycle of blame and attack, a situation that has not led to a consensus for action. There's also a danger that this strategy actually demotivates people.
What can happen is you see that enemy is so big, so enormous, that you don't feel you can actually do anything about it. You're in no position to actually attack this enormous enemy.
There's lots that many will want to criticise Donald Trump for. But attacking others can become just a way of forgetting the role we all play in this issue.
I'm a good guy, I'm doing the right thing, I didn't know, I'm powerless. People generate narratives of powerlessness around climate change.
But we do have power, and an enemy narrative of vast malevolent forces can obscure that. Of course, this is not to say that governments and corporations should be let off the hook. Their power is immense, and their role is crucial. But the danger is that by focusing too much on so-called enemies, we ignore the changes we all have to make, to find ways of living that are still rich and full, but that won't cause the problems of climate change. That's a difficult challenge, but it is surmountable, because ultimately it's not just the so-called enemies that hold the power. It's all of us.